When a young mother of 3 turned up dead after New Year's Eve party, authorities quickly ruled it a suicide. Now, 3 years later, her husband, a former sheriff's deputy, is on trial for a murder. But as the case unfolds, there are as many questions as there are answers. A frantic 911 call on New Year's Eve 2012 from a husband who just hours before had been dancing with his wife. Tom and Ashley Fallis were welcoming in the new year at their home in Evans, Colorado with family and friends. Ashley's co-worker, Drea Morganson, captured the moment.
My perceptions of their relationship when I shot the video was that they were happy and in love.
Are you getting this too, Maddie? Okay.
But shortly after midnight,
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
Ashley was dead from a single gunshot wound to her head. At the time, 5 law enforcement agencies ruled it a suicide.
The forensic analysis done did not support any indication that Tom was in proximity of Ashley when the shot was fired.
But today, 4 years later, Ashley's husband is on trial for her murder. After new witness statements surfaced in 2014, those new accounts led to a grand jury investigation, which determined that Tom Fallis pulled the trigger.
You do not accept the possibility that your daughter committed suicide.
If that was the truth, then yes.
But you don't accept, and you've never accepted that as a possibility.
I've never had anything indicate that it was a suicide to accept it.
Today in court, powerful witness testimony heard under oath for the first time.
What I heard him saying, "Oh my God, what have I done? Oh my God, what have I done?"
Nick Glover, then the Fallis' next-door neighbor, just 15 at the time, says he heard through an open window Tom confessing to 2 people that he had shot Ashley.
He proceeded to say, "I shot my wife."
How certain are you, or are you not, that the voice you're hearing is Tom Fallis' voice that you're seeing standing in that quadrant of your driveway?
I'm 100%. You can't hear something like that and forget about it. I mean, that's going to be embedded in your mind for years to come.
Those 2 people Tom was allegedly talking to, his parents, Jim and Anna Fallis. But in testimony last week, they deny he confessed to them.
At that point in time, did Tom ever make a statement to you that he shot Ashley?
Not at that time, not at any time.
Tom's parents say they left the New Year's party earlier that evening, but came rushing back after getting text and a phone call from their son saying, "I need you now." In court last week, Tom's mother, Anna, said she comforted her son, who was distraught.
And when you are running up towards the driveway with your husband, you see your son.
Yes.
And he's hysterical.
Yes.
He's crying.
He's crying.
And what he said to you is, "Mom, I don't understand why she would do this. I love her. I love her."
Correct.
You hugged your son.
Yes, and we cried.
While you were standing there with Tom in the driveway, did you ever hear him say, "I shot Ashley"?
Never.
Ashley's mother, Jenna Fox, gave a very different view of how Tom was treating her daughter at that New Year's party.
At the very end of the night, I think that his behavior towards her was very threatening and very volatile and very scary.
According to the indictment, Tom Fallis became irate at the end of the New Year's Eve party, stormed into the master bedroom, grabbed a 9mm handgun, and shot Ashley. The former Colorado corrections deputy told police at the time he was innocent.
"I didn't shoot my wife!"
But Ashley's mother didn't believe him and worked with Denver TV station KDVR to take a closer look at the case.
At that time, I did not know my daughter had been shot. Nobody had told me.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony...
One of the key witnesses unearthed in the news station's investigation said she heard Ashley Fallis arguing the night she died. So she called Kathy Glover, the mom of that Fallis neighbor, Nick, to ask if she'd called the police.
My first response was, "What? No." And she said, "Please tell me you called the police." And I said, "No, I didn't. Why?" And she said, "Because your neighbor just shot his wife." And I said, "What?" And she said, "I could hear her screaming, 'Get off me, get off me.'"
But today, the woman who told her that, Chelsea Arrigo, seemed to take it all back.
Did you recall telling Kathy Glover in a phone conversation that same early morning, I heard her screaming, "Get off me, get off me."
I do not.
Still, Ashley Fallis' family maintains that law enforcement purposely omitted information from their reports on her death in order to protect Tom Fallis, one of their own.
You have accused the Evans Police Department of covering up the murder of Ashley Fallis.
Yes, and yes. They never pursued her death as a homicide.
Evans police have publicly denied any wrongdoing and say there was never a cover-up.
Specifically, the allegations say that the officer omitted material statements from witnesses and that he changed at least one statement of a key witness in the case to support a conclusion of suicide.
They maintain this case was thoroughly investigated in 2012.
No person is handled with any kind of differential treatment, regardless of their position in the community or anywhere else, and we're conducting an investigation.
The victim's family typically aligns with the police who are helping to bring the case. Here you have the victim's family essentially saying the original police department who was investigating this wasn't investigating it properly because maybe he was a fellow law enforcement official.
Two of Tom and Ashley's 3 young children may have witnessed something. One of them drew this picture while she was being interviewed by the police and reportedly said in questioning at the time that she heard an argument.
The fact that one of their daughters is saying that dad seemed mad becomes very important here and fits in with the prosecution's theory of the case, that he was enraged and that he killed her.
But the kids said they did not see their father shoot their mother.
This is not an easy case for prosecutors. People like to think that eyewitness testimony is the best kind of evidence you can have in a case, when in reality, the best kind of evidence you can have is DNA.
Regardless of the outcome, Ashley's mother, Jenna, has a pending civil suit against several law enforcement agencies that were responsible for her daughter's investigation. Ashley's friend Dreha says she's still not sure what happened on New Year's Eve 4 years ago.
So sweet.
I don't think she would have shot herself, but I'm not going to judge Tom if he says he didn't.